Hi everybody. Hey, thanks so much for having me here tonight. Before I get started, I want to tell you the funniest thing happened to me today. You know when you have one of those days where not one but two things that never ever happens to you? I'm walking down the street, I look up, and I see Haley's Comet. I get back to the office, and I'm accurately quoted in a Ralph Hello article. It's one of those days. But you know, everybody's wondering about my leg. It's the first thing they ask. Kellyanne, what happened to your leg? I'm like, well, everybody heard I was going to be in this comedy show, and they're like, break a leg. So I did. And you think blondes are dumb. But I thought about using the leg as an excuse, and I said, no, you know what? I'll just be honest with people. They say, what happened to your leg? And I said, I got surgery, and that's the truth. They say, what's wrong? Especially here in D.C. At home in New Jersey where I got the surgery, people ask you and they listen and they intently hear. It's like, no, what really happened? Did you kick Susan Estridge? What really happened? And they're like, no, I have a congenital deformity. My bones are growing up. Tell me what really happened. So I came up tonight with the 5 reasons why Kellyanne's foot is really in a cast. Number 5, Jennifer Laszlo tripped me on the set of Hannah Dean Holmes. Number 4, having just 2 of his own, Chris Matthews needed someone else's foot to stick in his mouth. Number 3, I went salsa dancing with Jerry Nadler. Number 2, I was caught between Jonathan Turley and a camera. And the number 1 reason why Kellyanne's foot is really in a cast, that Fred Thompson's bizarre and kinky foot fetish. I was thinking of using it as an excuse, though. I'm like, well, I could just, plead my foot. I don't have to go do this thing. I'll just give the money to charity. Why, I'm not going to go. And then I looked at who the other contestants were. And I'm like, I've never thought I was funny until this very moment. And I saw some of the other contestants. I said, Bill Ginsberg. One God, one country, one client. Bill Thomas, The Capital Style. One God, one country, 3 readers. And I was on the cover. So my mom, my grandma, my aunt. Norm Ornstein. I look at that name. I'm like, well, how could someone named Norm Ornstein be funny? Norm Ornstein, when he's a baby. Coochie coo, Norm Ornstein. And I said, Norm Ornstein, who is that? I know I've heard that name, but it doesn't sound like someone who's funny. It sounds like someone who would be like, I don't know, like a policy wonk, like a resident scholar at AEI or something. Oh, sorry, Norm. I'm what they call a pundit. And a pundit is this new term this past year. And a pundit, what's the definition of a pundit? A lightweight. But the real definition of a pundit is someone who goes on TV constantly and just says the same thing over and over and over and over again, but never wears the same outfit twice. Okay, some pundit trivia, some pundit jokes for you. How many pundits can you fit in a shower? I don't know either. They keep slipping down the drain. What do you call 6 pundits in a row? A wind tunnel. What's this? A pundit with rice in her throat. What's the one difference between a pundit and Ally McBeal? Ally McBeal's on a major network. I'm not just a pundit, though, and I'm hardly a pundit, but I am a pollster. I run this place called the Polling Company right down the street, a block away. Yay. And the people whose salaries I pay volunteered to come tonight, I'm sure. Yeah. New survey's out. It's not ours, but I wish it were, because the new survey says that 70% of men think about sex all of the time. The other 30% are lying. But I'm always attacking these media polls. I think there are way too many media polls now. It's like you can't pick up a paper, turn on a show without seeing a media poll. So I'm always saying, media poll, okay. They'll say, okay, Kellyanne, attack it. Go ahead, why? I'm like, well, look at the sample size. 400. Is this a national survey or a small Jewish wedding on Long Island? But MSNBC did a good poll recently. MSNBC actually did what no other media outlet had ever done. They polled every single viewer, every one. And here's what the 264 of them said. I know it sounds low, but 8 were out at a gun show, and 7 were at a Bill Buckley book signing. 5 at a Bill Bennett book signing. 3 at a cross burning. And 2 had switched the channel to go over to Fox News Channel. So now Fox News Channel and MSNBC have the same number of viewers. I'm also a lawyer. Oh, by the way, I think that nobody's watching these cable shows. I know I'm on them all the time. Not even all the people who stop me in airports and say, please tell Chris Matthews this. But I don't think anybody's really watching them. I actually think that the ratings are much lower than we all believe, and we're probably all watching. They're probably all taping them tonight. But I think if Larry King would just have all his ex-wives watch his show, his ratings would triple. That's how few people are watching this. I'm also a lawyer. Very few people know that. I don't like to admit it. Don't like to slander myself. I'm a lawyer. I went to GW Law School right down, taught there for 4 years as an adjunct after I graduated. And I liked being a lawyer. I love sitting for the bar. I haven't had that much fun since I went on a date in Washington. And sad story. But I never want to tell lawyer jokes. By the way, this is the first time I've ever done this. But had I done it ever before, I wouldn't have wanted to tell lawyer jokes because, they never go over well. Any lawyers here? Yeah, tons. I can tell all the people aren't laughing, making lists in their head, looking miserable. But the lawyer jokes never go over well because the lawyers never think they're funny and the people never think they're jokes. So I try not to tell them. This is a true story. Very few people know that I still practice law. I still do a little bit of pro bono work right here in D.C. You got to give back a little bit. So I do a little bit of pro bono work. I had a case recently that would have broken your hearts. I mean, it certainly broke mine. It's a custody battle, vicious divorce, horrible custody battle. Parents arguing, little Becky and little Tommy. They were up for custody. And Becky's crying in front of the judge, and the judge says, okay, you're old enough, kids. Becky, who do you want to live with? And she says, Your Honor, please don't make us live with Mommy because she beats us. And I'm dying. And the judge says, okay, Tommy, who do you want to live with? He says, Your Honor, wiping his tears and holding on to his younger sister Becky, he says, we can't live with Daddy because Daddy beats us. The judge says, done. Go and live with the Redskins because they don't beat anybody. Okay, you can say it about the Eagles, my team, but we're in Washington. Of course, I do politics. I'm tired of hearing, time and time again, Republicans are anti-environment, you're anti-environment. Jack Kemp has been recycling the same ideas for 20 years. That's very consistent. Year 2000, I've come up with a couple slogans for some of the candidates in 2000. Gore, 2000. Action figures sold separately. Lamar, dead men do wear plaid. George W. Bush, because. And I love this new ticket. Brand new this weekend. Ross Perot and Jesse Ventura, they're going to run as a ticket. Because a mind and a half is a terrible thing to waste. I'm going to end with a song tonight. It should really make you laugh because I can't sing. And, much has been made of this whole pundit thing and what's going to happen to us after Bill and Monica go away. And so I just brought it up for you. I hope the Starr investigation goes on forever, but just in case it doesn't, I'm looking for a little bit of work. Now that everybody hates lawyers, pollsters, pundits, I don't know what the hell to do. I've got the pundit blues. I've got the pundit blues. All year I've kept the pace. On TV took my place. Lots of makeup on my face and sexy dress of lace. Said the president's a big disgrace. Insist Paula had a case. Chatted about the disaffected base. But now I've got the pundit blues. Kosovo now tops the news. Only guy in my life is Chris Matthews. I've got the pundit blues. Newt left for Georgia on the midnight train. House Republicans made no gains. Lead story now is Saddam Hussein. And I don't know nothing about that, but they'll still invite me to chat. As long as I'm blonde and not too fat. I've got the pundit blues. I've got the pundit blues. Read the Star Report, and all I could find is that Clinton's sex life is better than mine. With impeachment now dead, and Rivera still alive, how's a lowly pundit gonna survive? On rice cakes and quotes in the Washington Times, I've got the pundit blue. Now wait just a minute. No reason to sob. I'm different from the other pundits. I have a day job. Thank you very much. Good night.